check this out. It's a Maserati SUV. That thing looks so dope. I like it better. It looks cleaner than like a Urus, like a Lambo Urus. Because I feel like the Lambo Urus is too ostentatious. This thing looks kind of like classy, sporty, and expensive. That is super dope. You guys are seeing it more than me because I gotta focus on driving. But I'll review the footage later and look at how dope it is when I do the footage. But yeah, it's called Driving Dollars, man. I gotta put more cars in these videos. All you guys ever see is my Lexus, which I still love. Especially on this drive. There's been a lot of like grand touring type roads when you're going from Sacramento area to Monterey, and you really get to enjoy the windy roads when you're driving, especially with all the slow traffic, weaving in and out of the slow traffic. When you put this Lexus IS in sport mode, you hear the naturally aspirated V6, and you'll feel the suspension tighten up a little bit. It's really nice, super comfortable, doesn't toss you around, and it gives you really the power that you need to weave in and out of traffic. It's not an M4 by any means, but you can feel it going, you know. But anyway, just driving home. Probably gonna stop at Jollibee, have a little bit of lunch, and we're gonna go back home, finish off this vacation, and go back to work. Back on the diet, back on the grind, back on the investment game. We're buying a house right now, so if you guys haven't seen the other videos where we talk about the house that we're buying right now and the buying process, it's a new build home in a really nice part of town, a more affluent part of the town that we live in. And so it's a bit of a dream come true type of house. It's not a Toll Brothers house, it's not $1 million house, but it's in the mid-4s for a relatively small house, and it's new build in a new development, so it's gonna be a really nice home for the next year or two until we turn it into a rental, just like all the other primary residences that I have. So if you guys want to see a little bit more about that, check out the other videos on the channel. I also have playlists on the channel that say real estate and stocks, so check those out if you guys want to watch real estate or stock related videos. Alright guys, currently driving through the beautiful Lake Tahoe area. It's not beautiful right now because we got some construction, but I digress. You guys are about to hear a little rant that I did in the car when I was talking to Lily about real estate and us buying a house right now. It's a new build. You'll hear some details sprinkled into my little rant, but yeah, this is something I feel like everyone should hear, especially if you're new to real estate, if you're young, if you don't understand the economics behind real estate, if you think that money from real estate just comes from the price of the house going up, or you think that the money just comes from the cash flow from the tenant payment from your rental property every month. Please listen and give a couple minutes to hear this video. I think it's gonna bring a lot of value to you guys, even for the intermediate investors who maybe have held on to some property. It's not doing too good in terms of cash flow, or it hasn't appreciated much. This will be a really good reminder of, hey, maybe your money's working for you more than you realize right now, so don't be discouraged, you know. But anyway guys, without further ado, here is that video. Appreciation, equity gain, and tax savings. Alright, those are the 4. Cash flow, whatever you pay in your mortgage is less than your rental income. Meaning, if you're paying $2,000 for a mortgage and your rental payments are $2,500, you're making $500 a month in cash flow. That's pillar number 1. Pillar number 2, appreciation. If you buy a house for $300,000 and then the area gets better, the price of stuff gets higher, inflation's rampant, that means everything costs more money. Now your $300,000 house that you bought is now worth $350,000. You just gain $50,000 in appreciation. That's pillar number 2. Pillar number 3 of how you make money from real estate is equity gain. For your mortgage payment, a certain percentage of that, depending on how far along you are in the amortization of your mortgage, a percent of that is you owning another piece of the real estate. Now, that's part of your mortgage payment, right? A percent of it is interest that you're paying to the bank for the mortgage. A part of it is you owning a little bit more of the house. Now, that mortgage payment you're not paying for, because if it's a rental property, your tenants are paying you that mortgage payment plus cash flow on top. Meaning, not only are you getting that, you know, mythological $500 in cash flow, because it's $2,500 on $2,000, but you're also getting that, let's say, like $300 of equity gain from each of those mortgage payments that your tenants are paying for you. So you're making $500 in cash flow, and you're making, let's say, $300 in equity every month in the house. So it's like you're gaining $800 a month between the equity gain, the cash flow, plus however many thousands of dollars a year from just the, you know, historically the average is 3 to 5% appreciation of real estate in general. If you know your city, if you know your areas, if you know what's going on in the different communities and the different developments in your city, you have that advantage where you know you can get better than a 3 to 5% appreciation gain. If you know what you're doing, right? 3 to 5%, that's average. But if you're going to a neighborhood that you know is going to be affluent, you know the development is new, you know there's issues that's keeping the price low, that's going to get fixed by the city or get fixed by whatever entity is handling the infrastructure, you know you're going to get more than 5%. You know you're going to get 10, 20. I know I'm going to get more than that, especially with this new house that we're buying. Like, I'm expecting on my money, $20,000. We're buying it at $430,000. I know because I bought another house in that area, similar situation where it was a new development. There's not a lot of houses around it. There weren't a lot of stores. There weren't a lot of shops. There was a little bit of traffic. Guess what? They fixed all of that. They built restaurants. They built infrastructure. They built a hospital next door. And then what happened? It went up $150,000 freaking dollars in equity. So, and I know the same story is happening here. I got to jump on it. And so that $20,000 investment I put in, and then I'm gonna gain $100,000 in equity in this house, that's a 5x return on my cash, right? So you can do this too. This is just in my city, and my city is not even big, right? Like, I'm not living in some giant metropolitan area like Las Vegas or Denver. So you guys can find these opportunities everywhere. So anyway, I digress. That's 3 pillars, right? 4th pillar, tax. If it's a primary residence, you can count the interest payments, the property taxes, and in home insurance of your primary residence against your W-2 or 1099 income. All right. If it's a rental property or an investment property, you can tax write off all of the costs of business that you do to run the rental property, the rental business, against the income of the rental property. All right, so for example, with the example I gave, your mortgage is $2,000. The rental payments that the tenants give me is $2,500. All right. Other than the equity, so your mortgage payment is like interest, there's property taxes, there's insurance, HOA, and then the equity gain of the house. So take away the $300 of whatever example equity that's involved in the $2,000 mortgage payment. The rest of that $1,700 is tax write-offable. You can tax write off of all of that. So it's not money that you're making, but it's money that you're saving. So it's kind of like a profit too. So you see how powerful that is? Just gaining real estate. On top of that, I was just telling my girlfriend next to me, it's like a new 5th pillar. A new 5th pillar of how you make money with real estate. And I only say this because it's really relevant in today's economy, given the inflationary stuff that's been happening lately. It's a hedge against inflation. And I mean, this kind of ties in with assets, but I just wanted to use this opportunity to use it as a 5th pillar so that I can get this point across. Assets are going to cost more money the more we print money, because the more we print money, the more diluted the dollar is going to be. The more diluted the dollar is going to be, the weaker the buying power. The weaker the buying power, that means we need more of it to buy the same thing that what previously cost less of it, right? For example, the same gallon of milk used to be $3, but now that the dollar is weak and diluted and it's not worth as much, now it's cost $6 to buy the same gallon of milk. Same gallon of milk, different dollar price. Same thing with a house. Imagine the house is the gallon of milk. Same house, it was $300,000. after we keep printing money, keep diluting the dollar, that same house after a little while is going to be $350,000. Same house, same bricks, same walls, and same HVAC system in there, but now it's $350,000 instead of $300,000, just because you held it, just because you have it. So there you go, guys. The four pillars plus one extra pillar of why you make money in real estate. We got cash flow, appreciation, tax write-offs, equity gain from monthly mortgage payments, and the sneaky little 4.5 or fifth pillar, which is it's a hedge against inflation. All right, if you have any questions, put it in the comments below. If you disagree with me, put it in the comments below. If you agree with me, then I'll high five you in the comments below. Either way, thank you guys for watching, and let's make some money!